Nearly 10 years ago, I took a job at Church of the Rock as an audio technician, and nearly 5 years ago I made a video because a lot of people didn't know quite what I did at the church. So I made my own YouTube channel, and I think over that time a lot of people know it a lot better. But I thought people might want an update how things are going now, 5 years later. So this is another week in the life of a full-time paid church audio technician. Over these 5 years I've actually moved closer to the church building. I can actually bike there. Mondays we always start with a prayer meeting. There's always someone making some kind of ridiculous joke. Then I go right into doing our on-demand video. And my job has changed quite a bit. Even though I'm still technically an audio technician, probably half of my job at least is now video capture and editing. And one thing I didn't highlight in the last video, but I actually volunteer to lead Celebrate Recovery. This is a really powerful ministry to help anybody with any kind of hurt, habit, or hang-up. And I'm just so happy to see people's lives change. Tuesdays we always start with a staff meeting, and one big change from the last time is now we have 4 staff. Good. Kids Rock is our kids ministry, and it's super fun to be a part of taping it and editing it. They're a really fun group. In 5, 4, 3... Alfie and Sheba and Alicia are the main people I've worked with Kids Rock, and they do just such a good job. They really care about the lives of these children, especially their spiritual lives. And we do some really fun stuff. So now we have Ade, who was one of my volunteers in the last video, or maybe just started just after that. And now he's on staff, and he's actually taking care of a lot of the stage setup. But it's really nice now we have a team, so when we have some of these extra shows we're doing for the lockdown and things, we now have like 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 of us working on stuff. This is called The Exchange, more of like a talk show kind of based thing. Something new we've done since the lockdown. And I focused a lot more on the broadcast mix, because now we sometimes had as few as like 10 people in the sanctuary. But we sometimes had like 2,000 people online, so I've moved more of my attention to doing a broadcast mix and focusing on that. I quite enjoy it, but this board is actually a little small for broadcast mixing. But if you want to see my whole process, I did a whole video where I follow myself through. It was actually meant for training for volunteers, but it's also a good insight if you want to see how we do the whole process.
Okay, here we go, guys. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... and fire it up, and coming down to camera 4 is up. And,
that's Chuck on the intercom. He's our tech director. He knows his stuff.
What would be really a wonderful event would be you and I, as 2 long-time friends, have a coffee table conversation about sticky issues.
Mm-hmm. And his comment was, maybe you'll be the next chaplain inside. I'm saying, absolutely not.
This is Larry Wilson. He's a super cool guy. So on Wednesdays, for the most part, is a day dedicated to editing. And anyone who's done editing knows that sometimes things take a while. And we have to edit all kinds of things, mainly our kids program, which is preschool, elementary, welcomes, collide. These are all different age groups and things. And editing is like interesting. It's basically you're making 1,000 little decisions. It's not just technical, it's like 1,000 small creative decisions.
Beauty.
Alright,
does that have a red?
It does, red around the thank you. And we've been having someone go over all of our videos before releasing them to make sure we don't have spelling mistakes or mishaps, or just get another set of eyes on it. But after a full day of editing, I start losing touch with reality. I start forgetting some small details like my name or where I live, but usually it comes back after a while. So Thursdays, quite often we have another thing, some kind of video shoot in the evening. This was an interesting one we did, trying to address the topic of mental health in the church, and it was quite good, and I quite enjoyed it. So again, another day of setting up, another day of taping.
Worked your way through it, or are working your way through it.
Yeah, I think to say that I am working through it is definitely right.
Well, let me just make it very clear. I am not
living my best life now.
Not to quote anybody in particular.
No.
And on Fridays, I actually have a day off. So this is me sitting on my deck. I've actually moved closer to the church, like I said. We have a nice little deck, and I take some time to relax, connect with God. But then Saturday's the big day. At least it was during this point in our lockdown. That's when we did all of our taping. Hey, Carlene.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
So this was actually taken on the Father's Day weekend. I believe it was June 19th. And I was doing broadcast mix once again. But I was here working with other audio volunteers as well. Got Phil and Chad here, great guys. And just showing them a few little setup things, little tips and tricks. Most of the setup now is done during the week to help make these rehearsals and things go faster, but then yeah, piano needed to be set up, so I was just walking them through just how to keep it nice and clean for camera and how to run the line so nobody trips on them, easy to pull the piano away. So fun story, 5 years ago when I made this original video, I was interested in this beautiful woman who played piano and happened to be massaging the back of a cow. So I actually asked her out for lunch after this, and about a year later we got married. So yeah, starting sound check. In our case, the drummer and bassist tend to get to the stage first. This is now during the service, and mixing is an act of worship, and I try to worship.
And so today as a church, we just want to take a minute and pray for all the fathers.
So we did a little thing for Father's Day, kind of fun.
Way, just to make them feel special.
Hey,
this is Derek and
what time
Tim,
does the church service start?
longtime members of the church.
We started like 15 minutes ago. We're actually recording live right now.
Yeah! Wait, you're recording? I told you they started already.
Man, 2 times the church in 12 years? That's like a new record for us. We've come a long way. High five!
Woo! Yeah! And I can't wait to see what's happening this year.
This is super fun.
Hit it, guys! Come on!
We're not gonna make it. No, we ain't gonna make it. We're not gonna make it without the Lord.
Notice the fader on the right.
Whoa, he's like, yeah, we're free, yeah.
This is one of the pinnacle moments in my career as an audio tech.
Oh, we're not gonna
During the sound check, I legitimately had to ask for more cowbell. I know there's much more I could accomplish as an audio tech. I thought to myself after this day, Lord, you may dispatch your servant in peace.
Good morning, church campuses! On the ground saying we.
So even though this was taped on the Saturday, it was played back for most people on the Sunday. So then very strangely, during most of COVID, we had Sundays off, which was so bizarre. So then I would just take it in at home.
Yes, Lord, you are.
So this was only 1 week in the life of a church audio tech. Of course, there's different things that happen. And some of this is really fun, but yeah, there's tough stuff too, of course, with COVID especially. But I just love that the Lord's put me in this position, and I can advance His kingdom doing audio, which is, for me, really fun.